our entire systems of law. It will also induce violence in the streets. Something must be done. Twitter is censoring this, saying some or all of the content shared in this tweet is disputed and might be misleading about an election or other civic processes. It says, learn how voting by mail is safe and secure.
What's up, guys?
And they have now censored replies, and so you cannot reply or retweet that tweet. So again, look, all the big pimp daddies that feel really good.
So here we are, the night before the election, and right.
Okay, so I understand you're scared to death of InfoWars and Alex Jones because we're up here in the stratosphere firing in intellectual, spiritual soul wars, and you're down here on the earth just trying to survive. But you better wake up. They're going to steal this election if you don't start addressing it seriously. And now they're saying Twitter named 7 outlets to call election results. Get it? You don't exist. All your likes, all your shares, all the good feelings and the dopamine that you get because you're popular on social media will mean nothing. So again, we've been warning you they're going to do this. They're telling you the plan, and now here it is, Leanne.
Right. I opened up.
So I can tell you this. My one person that has joined, and you know what? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. I think my last live stream probably made YouTube a little bit mad at me. But this is interesting. One person. One. So I think what that means is maybe nobody got the notification. Let's see here. Yeah. That's exactly it. I haven't gotten a notification. One person, really. That is interesting. Wow. Wow. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and play this.
You'll get a little pat on the head. Ooh.
We won't riot and loot your stores. We know everyone's boarding up their stores in preparation for the unrest that's coming.
Talk about that. Biden's going to win big, but yet everybody knows the Democrats are going to be rioting tomorrow night for some reason.
Right. I mean, let's just say Biden does win. Are all these people that are prepping to riot and loot, are they just going to be like, oh, okay? Or maybe it'll be like sometimes when their sports team wins and then they go riot and loot because they're celebrating their team winning. I mean, either way.
I don't know.
Do you feel like something's going to go
hard in D.C. to stop it, or there'll be enough law enforcement in D.C. to stop it? I've talked to people who are outside the White House. There's a small contingent of Trump haters that are ready to riot, but I think Philadelphia is the one to watch, probably L.A., New York, and I think what we've seen is it's damn near impossible when they have these Democrat riots for police to really do anything. They just don't have the manpower, and the governors and the mayors and the city councils that are run by Democrats tell them to stand down.
Right. Well, we were just looking at that tweet from Ted Wheeler earlier that was saying, oh, the planned unrest from white supremacists, when meanwhile the streets have been burning there since, what, May?
Oh, yeah, they're boarding up for the Trump supporters and the QAnon people, right?
Yeah, Antifa and their autonomous zone where people have actually been shot and killed there. Didn't really hear how that whole investigation turned out. Actually went and stormed his condo and apartment building and tried to force him out. So I don't think
they were blowing up fireworks inside and everything.
Yeah, so he doesn't want to, he's bowing to the mob. And so he's not, I'm not talking about you guys down there in the autonomous zone. You guys,
come on, man, Black Lives Matter, man.
Fine. Black Lives Matter. Talking about the white supremacists that are definitely going to start rioting all of a sudden out of nowhere.
Well, even at George Washington University, they've issued a warning. George Washington University informs all students before Election Day, have at least a week of food, supplies, and medicine in your room. Adding Election Day prep should be similar to a hurricane. What? Yes, folks, and here it is. Be alert, be aware, be prepared. Before Tuesday, we recommend that you have at least 1 week of food, supplies, and medicine for your room. for the peaceful Democrat protesters are coming. We suggest preparing for the election day period as if you would for a hurricane or a snowstorm that would prevent you from going outside for several days to grab food or order takeout. And it gives you a whole list of what you should do here, obviously.
No wonder the TP's flying off the shelf.
But think about that, Leanne. What are they really saying? I mean, what are they really saying? We know what they're saying. What are they really saying with this message? Democrats are about to riot and tear your damn city to the ground, so board up the house and pray to God they don't kill you.
No matter what.
Oh, but
They have intelligence. Former special forces and intelligence professionals are saying, look, Antifa, it's not so ideological. They are actually planning a real cohesive threat, no matter who wins the election, because they don't care about any of. They want to tear down the order.
Isn't it pathetic that we just accept this as normal? It's just like, oh yeah, Democrats are going to riot for the next week, so we'll just warn our students, hey, Democrats are riot. Not like we should have law enforcement arresting these people. Like, hey, we should have mass arrests happening, or
right.
I don't know, like some sort of preemptive plan to stop it from happening. It's just no. There's a hurricane of Democrat riots.
Just board up the windows. Yeah. They need to do some peaceful protesting. Everyone,
the 5 minutes of hate.
The economy is already failing, and businesses and people who've worked their whole lives to save up money to start a business, then it gets shut down with COVID, and then their store gets tore up and everything's stolen out of it. How are they ever supposed to come back from that? How are insurance companies ever going to be able to reimburse everyone who had their businesses destroyed? And if you were a business owner, why would you ever want to rebuild in that area? I mean, they're tearing down entire communities that might never be able to rebuild.
I don't see how New York comes back.
Black Lives Matter, are they going to donate money to those black communities where the businesses
Democrats
were
already
destroyed?
spent it on ad buys in Florida and Pennsylvania and Wisconsin.
I mean, it's such a joke. And that's, again, where the cognitive dissonance comes in, because you're seeing all this happening, but people still are, and the media is backing them on this, that it's white supremacists we've got to worry about, and Trump supporters are violent. Look how they rammed this car. Meanwhile, was it in San Marcos?
No, that was here in Austin. That was right outside.
Right. So they already did the investigation and said, no, the white car was at fault.
Yeah, we only have the video.
It's only on video. You can see him cutting the lane in front of the truck. But still, the media will say, look at these violent Trump supporters. They're so intimidating with their flags.
Yeah, so imagine, though, you have a minor event, a little fender bender, I guess, which you have the video of. Clearly, the Biden guy cuts the guy off, gets in a little fender bender there, probably a little scrape there, maybe a little damage, barely even, it's totally inconsequential. Oh, we got the FBI, we got the police. Oh, hey, meanwhile, oh yeah, board up your buildings. The Democrats are coming to town to riot in New York and Philadelphia and LA and everywhere in between. But hey, let's look into this one guy driving a truck. Oh,
literally shooting Trump supporters in cold blood in the head, killing them dead. That doesn't get any media attention.
How did we get to this point, Leanne, to this clown world where we just accept? It's just a matter of fact. Oh, the Democrats are going to riot tonight and burn the city down, so just get prepared. It's just like a hurricane. Like, you can't stop a hurricane. You can't stop a Democrat riot either.
Well, and also just excusing Antifa and just ignoring them because of the fact that at the moment they are siding with them against the Republicans. So they're totally covering for them. Oh, they're just an idea. It's not organized. They're just crazy kids with these crazy ideas. It's not this really organized group.
Like a neighborhood, like 13-year-old bike gang that just like to run around and play, baseball or something.
Yeah, little rascals.
Yeah, oh, they're just having fun.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, 10 businesses went out of business because they burned to the ground.
Right, and it's highly organized. And so at this point where these intelligence officials are saying, look, they're going to create havoc no matter what, they're going on an offensive on election night because they want to destroy the global order. They're not on any side. So then what are they going to do when there's no one there to protect them when Antifa turns and starts burning their buildings down? I mean,
yeah.
Then again, who's funding them? So maybe they are going to do the bidding of the deep pockets.
Well, look, I have a good feeling about the election, and overall I want to be positive in this, but I mean, folks, I got to say, if you're in a big city, I would get the hell out tomorrow night. I would just find, if you got a friend in the suburbs or something, or at least if you're going to be in the city, be with friends, be with family, be locked and loaded. Because Everyone knows they're coming. God, I pray to God they don't. I mean, believe me, I'm sitting back saying, hey, you know what? Hopefully they calm down and they've already shot their wad and they're out of energy from the summer of riots and everything. And they just have kind of accepted it at this point. But
I don't know, because you've seen the riots and everything. They've kind of died down.
they have. They've lost momentum.
Well, first of all, it's because the polling was terrible for Democrats. And how odd was that? When you see these riots and everything just kind of started tanking polling for the Democrats, the riots stopped. They just really kind of went quiet.
Yeah.
But that's also given them some time to build some momentum, to reorganize, to regroup, to get more recruits. But here, you know, we were talking earlier about how if you see a flag, you know they're voting for Trump. But on the other side, right, on the American flag, but on the other side, you have Kamala Harris and Joe Biden like bailing out these people who are burning and looting businesses and saying, bail them out, you know, here's the link to the fund. So that, I mean, that's who they're siding with.
You know what's sad about this, though? If they do riot as bad, why would you have to board up your building if law enforcement was going to stop this from happening? Because they're not.
And why is law enforcement going to put themselves in that position when it's going to be happening in cities that want to defund the police?
Yeah.
And that already have made moves to defund the police.
It really is a diabolical plot, isn't it?
It's definitely a weird time we're in. And, you know, either way, whatever happens, it's going to be interesting. If let's just say, you know, President Trump does not get reelected, they're able to steal it, whatever. Is he going to use his last 60 days to actually seek justice?
Looks like I got a couple people
We'd love
on
to really
here.
see that. All of us are saying, when are these arrests coming? You know, and then is he going to go back to television? I mean, he'd have a lot to say.
Man.
Yeah, and what do you even
This is
do
crazy.
at that point when it's like, do we have another, okay, Trump wins, do we have another 4 years of these babies and bitches and these cowards and frauds just trying to ruin America for 4 more years because they don't like the result?
Exactly.
Is it worse? Like, do we have to put up with this forever? I mean, when do we say enough?
Right. Exactly. I think a lot of people are getting sick and tired of this. They're getting sick and tired of the woke mob coming after people. I feel the tide turning on that because people are starting to kind of push back a little bit.
So does the president then have a mandate? Do the police have a mandate? I mean, where does the rubber meet the road? It feels like, you know,
so
the 30-year-old still living in his mom's basement.
Man, this is crazy. I'm getting
be a lazy bum.
no,
That's what it feels like.
I mean,
It's like,
hardly
they
any
just don't-
notifications
blame
going
everything
out.
on Trump. Oh, I can't work. Trump. Oh, I
The
can't
night
get
before
jobs.
the
Trump.
elections,
Oh,
I'm
I
wondering.
graduate. Trump.
What's up, XRP Well?
I'm obese because of Trump.
Yeah, not because you're a fat ass.
So I'm on because tomorrow is probably the most important day in our recent lives, if not in all of our lives. So come on in, people. I'm playing probably one of the most important videos. Awesome. I actually started this a little while ago and no notifications went out. What's up, Legendary? How's it going, man?
And a lot quicker, and is creating.
So I want you guys to know what I know
You're
here.
telling me
Giving
heart
you-
disease and obesity
And
leads to more
anybody-
death in this country than COVID?
Exactly.
Anybody
Those
thinking
people that like
that
Yeah, obesity
You know,
causes all the underlying conditions
that
that make you more susceptible to having
this craziness
heart
is not
attack,
going on,
COVID. So,
you're fooling yourselves.
yeah.
I know. Has anybody seen the movie trailer called Songbird that just came out like a couple days ago?
Yeah, or even if you're really stressed out and you haven't gotten a lot of sleep, that's usually the only time I ever
Literally
get
have
sleep.
5 people.
So even being overtaxed
And even
over
now,
time
I just
makes
now
you
got
more
my
susceptible
notification.
and
I went
have a harder
live
time with it.
Maybe that's
like
why Trump got the COVID.
15 minutes ago.
By the way, Trump has either got to a third mic or he just decided he was going to throw.
Who else is on
Hopper on there.
online here?
I'm telling you, this is one for the ages. I think tonight's rally in
Oh, you haven't seen it, man. You gotta see it. Dude, you gotta see it.
You won't be able to watch it anywhere except for.
What's up, Morris Prince? What's up?
Broadcasting.
All right, the people are kind of coming on in. We got 17 viewers now. George Pacheco, good to see you. It's nearly 4 in the morning. We'll go to bed. Okay, man. Sorry. Hey, thanks for joining, George. Jorge. I'm sorry. Jorge. Yeah, much appreciated, man. What's up, Crypto Hodler? How's it going? Thanks for joining. Pickle Rick. Yes, sir. Trump all the way, man. We need him.
Monitoring that, right?
No, it's Songbird here.
Warning people that Joe Biden.
What is it? Hold up 1 second.
Fact checkers
No,
are gonna get right to that stat.
I wouldn't count on it. You know what though? It's weird because part of me is like, I mean, there's going to be some form of a release tomorrow. There's going to be some form of a stress relief tomorrow, right? I mean, it is the end of the election. They'll count them all day, but it is the end of the election. It's like, my God, are we staring into the abyss? Are we staring into a black
yeah, this is it right here, man.
Are we actually seeing the light at the end of the tunnel?
Songbird trailer, and this actually either it is
Scenario will
predictive programming,
declare victory.
So they're
or
saying, oh,
Michael Bay is trying to tell us what they have planned. Because, you know, make sure you guys go and check this trailer out. Songbird trailer by Michael Bay. You gotta check it out.
And they say,
This,
we're
I
going to
mean,
make
it is
sure
so
Trump
blatant.
leaves. So
It's
they're
not even
going
funny.
to see
And I have to give my friend, my buddy CJ, credit for sending me this. He sent this to me a couple days ago, and I was watching it here on InfoWars. They were talking about it. They did a little bit of Alex Jones kind of talked about it a little bit, but all in all, guys, I'm telling you, this whole Songbird thing, I mean, they're just basically telling you what they have planned. Now, check this out. Another thing too is hold on, let me get this camera going here. Okay, so another thing about this is that okay, so what Alex Jones was saying is that what they're planning to do is release another version of not the 19, but it won't be called the 19. It'll be called whatever year that it comes out, and it's going to be worse. Like, you know, so they've been claiming all these, you know, people passing because of it, which actually is not true. I mean, people are getting the virus. They're, you know, but most, I mean, 99% of the people get over it, right? But this next version, I mean, even BG said this. Now, it's not the BG we all know and love to hear from. It's the other BG who, you know, has something to do with MS. But he said that even this was a drill. What we're seeing right now is just a drill. The real one is coming later. So, and we all know the technology to create all of this deadly stuff is, I mean, they have it all day long. So check out that video or that trailer. What we got here. So, okay, we got 31 people on board here. Guys, thank you very much for joining me. I mean, I just wanted to bring, you know, just bring a little
Right.
a little something to you guys. I don't know if anybody else is really doing this at all, but I mean, I want everybody to know how important tomorrow is.
Hopefully, if you're
Because
in communities where they didn't try to hide it
if-
and cover for you, that's a trauma.
If JB gets in, we are in deep trouble. America will be China number 2. Yeah, that's just all there is to it. And you know, I was talking to a friend of mine, a guy that I work with today, and what he was actually saying, he's saying, no, it'll never happen. It's, you know, they can't look. Guys, I've said this several times before. Remember, they caused the whole world to shut down. They shut down the whole world over nothing. Okay, nothing. Now, am I saying that the 19 is nothing at all and doesn't? No, I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm saying that the danger is way, way overhyped. Way overhyped. I mean, it's nowhere near the seriousness of even just the seasonal flu. In fact, nobody's getting the flu anymore. They don't even count the flu in official numbers. It's all the 19, okay? All of it. So you know something right there is wrong. The fact that, I mean, even the Trump administration, they know that the Democrats are getting ready to steal Pennsylvania. That's, I mean, the whole mail-in ballot, all that stuff, it is all a sham. I mean, it is, what's going to happen tomorrow and the days after is going to be crazy.
That's the point I was
As I said before, I hope you guys
trying to get
have your ammo. I hope you have your, you know, your protection, your food, your water, everything you need. I mean, I can't tell you what's going to happen, but you know, there's always a chance that nothing at all will happen.
You know what I mean?
But you have to always be prepared just in case, guys.
It's almost
Always.
like when President Obama told
They had, Legendary says they have the antidote too.
just wait till I get
Yeah.
reelected, I'll have a lot more power then.
Yep, exactly. They create the, you know, they create it and then they.
Exactly. Just, I mean, I truly think so. The Democrats must.
It's crazy. It's just crazy, guys. I can't believe what is happening right now, but
Because she knows.
Here's a proposal to the liberals.
yeah.
Just accept that Trump won and just accept the reality of Trump and just love
And-
America again. Just love life again. Just be happy. Go about your normal lives. Don't live with hatred in your heart. Don't live in the
I don't know if you guys can hear this, but this is the thing. What he's saying, I don't know. Can you guys hear this as well?
Accept the reality. Hey, Trump
Can you
won,
hear
everybody
the
loves
guy
America, people love America, guess what? You're an American
in the
in
video?
best country in the world, America, so make the most of it. May not last forever.
What are they gonna do? It's just like with COVID.
Crypto dictator sound is good
A lot of
tonight.
people, they really
All right, man.
enjoy
That's all right. I like
being
that.
Like, oh, look at me, I'm so weak and sick, and like, what are
Healing
you gonna do when
dialectic
Trump's
team
out of
ways from
office?
Sunday.
What are you gonna complain about?
Yeah, yeah.
The Batman.
So XRP, well, can you hear the people in the
All
video?
right, ladies and gentlemen. That does it for tonight's 2020 election countdown. For
It's a little low? Okay.
For Jones, for Jesse James, for the great crew, for everybody that tuned in. You stay classy, Info Warriors. We'll see you tomorrow. It's election day. Trump victory.
Oh yeah, the Joe Rogan. Yeah, he did. And this person right here, man, they need to take her and strap her in somebody's chair somewhere, man.
Just said they're going to install Joe Biden into the White House, and they're going to.
Jorge says, "I wish you luck. I've never seen that in Europe. It needs to stock food and all." Hey, brother, I'm going to tell you this, man. What happens here is going to happen everywhere, bro. It's going to, because you got to understand, this is not a regional, this is not a regional thing. This is global, because that's why these people are called globalists. They are trying to take over the entire planet. They want to put everybody, you know, under strict control, under what they would call, what we call draconian rules. It is coming, you know. And the thing is, like I said in a couple of videos ago, to be honest with you, in my experience, in my neighborhood and all that, I'm not seeing any issues. I'm not having any issues. You know, about the only thing I see is people on the corner with their signs and things like that. But other than that, I don't see anything. It's not, you can't live based on that, just what you're experiencing where you are, because that kind of detaches you from what's happening. What you have to do is you really have to look at the footage coming from reliable reporting sources. That's what you have to really rely on. InfoWars has been one. I think On is another a reporting channel that gives you the straight news, facts. And maybe there are a few more out there, but generally I watch InfoWars because, you know, they also have great products and things like that. I order some of their stuff, but all in all, you really have to be prepared for anything to happen. Like I said, yeah, right now our experience isn't that we're having major problems, but they shut the whole world down, dude. They shut the whole world down. There are people going out of their businesses are going under. They can't feed their families. There are people killing themselves. I know people who are friends with people who have already committed suicide because they've lost their jobs, because they can't feed their families or whatever. I mean, they have completely lost their livelihoods. A lot of people are going to drugs. They're turning to all types of things that's just destroying their lives. And this is happening right in front of our eyes. So like I said, don't rely on the fact that, you know, hey, I'm not seeing it. It's right there. It's just around the corner. It doesn't take anything to actually see it. I mean, just like in Austin, when all this first, all the riots and whatnot started happening, I mean, several people were attacked, beat up in the streets, shot, all types of stuff. Okay. Now, there were riots here in Dallas, but it was not so heavy as it was in Austin. And basically the reason why is because there is a move that's going on in Austin. They're trying to, it's basically a takeover that they're attempting. So yeah, just be ready, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and play this some more.
They have new denominations of churches being started every few minutes so that somebody can claim they've got the truth when it's already there. Good versus evil. And the New World Order globalist system that is building a post-human world and that seek all power and control.
All right, dictator, I get it, man. I get it. Let's leave the sound. Let's leave the volume alone.
What we cover on air is how things actually work. What we cover on air is a discussion of the real power structure and the battle going on between all these different authoritarian systems for control of that. And we're saying we don't want any part of it. That is the Renaissance. That is the American system.
Yeah, Austin. They're trying to. The left is trying to really take over Austin, man. And they've been at it for a while.
Because we talk about what they actually talk about in their councils of
what's Alex's link? I'll put it in the.
And what they talk about in their even more secret councils with their God.
There you go.
Who has promised them eternal life through Silicon if they only join him.
Yes, your business is closed. Yeah, you still work for someone else.
Doesn't make jokes about this when I talk about it.
I mean, right now it's not.
So wild,
it's not where it's going to be. Watch that video.
They want to be
watch that Songbird trailer.
To the globalist and hope that they can get a seat at the table into this nightmare future. But the truth is, everyone signing up for this will end up being destroyed and will be the focus of God's wrath. And is cursed from the moment they sign.
Yeah. I mean, the U.S. was already in trouble. I mean, already having issues, and they shut the country down. Man, it makes no sense.
We're going to go to break. I'm going to come back and start the main transmission.
Surfer 301. I tell you what, man. I mean, we're
going to be live until 9 o'clock tonight.
If you like CNN, if you like MSNBC and all those channels, dude, that's fine.
It's going to be contested.
That's absolutely fine,
man. They're going to lose. They're not going to say they lost.
I mean, everybody, there's a different flavor for everyone. Like I said, this is where I get my news.
And crises as possible.
Because I can see what's happening. I can look and see the fact that Biden is selling the U.S. out.
They believe they can do.
I mean, I can see this. This is. They know this, and they don't care. All right. So, hey, man, however you feel about how you want to, dictate or not necessarily, but not dictate, but how you want to lead yourself. Hey, that's fine. Just
Kamala Harris.
Don't be upset
on a Florida event for Democrats.
If Biden gets in there and you find yourself in a very unpleasant position.
Who these maniacs are. All of it is about magician behavior. All of it is about manipulation. All of it is about deceiving. Their religion is about what they can get over on you. So it's just so much is about to be broken down. This is all beyond Twilight Zone on this live Monday, November 2nd, 2020 transmission. I'm your host, Alex Jones.
Tomorrow is the day, guys.
Spread the word about the live
Tomorrow is the
That's
day.
How we override the censors. That's how we crush the globalists. That's how we defeat Bill Gates, the New World Order.
Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Ideas don't smash windows. Ideas don't wreck police cars.
Oh,
Ideas
Sleepy Joe.
don't burn car dealerships, loot minority-owned business.
There are some pretty good
pull
deals
people
on
from their cars,
crypto
assault
at the
and
moment.
murder
I
law-abiding citizens, or bring whole
I'm gonna
cities
wait until
to
tomorrow.
the
I think
Antifa is real and
I think
must be
XRP
stopped.
might
If Joe Biden
really
keeps
take a
the
huge
danger
dip. I think everything's gonna
of
take a dip
America.
tomorrow.
The Committee to Defend the President paid for and is responsible for the contents of this advertising.
Vet Bro says, in my opinion, it's gonna be bad either way. We passed that. I'm
Joe
race over
Biden,
30, no
and I
countries
approve
ever
this
come back
message.
from it. I saw a 435-mile traffic jam in Paris. Woo! Yeah, that's a long. That's a hell of a traffic jam right there, buddy. But yeah, essentially, I mean, I think there's some other things going on that can bring the country back. I mean, that I'm not worried about that. The thing I'm concerned about is what is going to happen if we end up with a person in charge who is essentially in bed with a communist nation. What happens at that point? I mean, I don't care if you know what your affiliation is. Like I said, I've always said I am not I don't deal with the whole bipartisanship. Whoever is the best is the one I go with. And it just so happens that lately, in the last few years, last few decades, it's been, I mean, really both sides has been bad. We just finally have a person who is not a politician who is actually trying to fight for us. So let's just go ahead and listen to what he has to say.
20 hours from the polls opening on the East Coast, you've got roughly half the public's already voted. The internal numbers, as it's been tabulated, coming out are scaring the Democrats and the deep staters.
Yeah.
All the internet metrics that are much more accurate than polls show a Trump landslide bigger than we saw in 2016, 4 short but also incredibly agonizingly long years ago. Now, normally you'd know by 9 o'clock at night because you'd have projections on the majority of votes. You'd have projections with so many people already voting, say in California.
Bet, bro, that's true, man.
That even though polls aren't closed,
when you follow the money, you find the corruption. That's where it is.
This time they're not.
And guess what country is doing the best in the world right now?
Together, and they've said,
China.
we're not gonna
Where did China get all their money? Oh, we gave it to them. Because
outlets
because Clinton,
to even be
Bush,
able to basically show you election
and
numbers.
Obama sent all our jobs over there.
7 groups.
We sent
So
them
7 groups
through
that are
the
part of the cartel.
roof with our money while we choked ourselves.
So if Trump comes
And
out
they
with
want
projections that are real,
this
it says
time they
we're
want
the
to put the
winner.
knife.
Even if you count all those
They want to put a
ballots that
knife in the
count,
country
you're
and just
the
kill it
winner.
all together.
That's just simple math. They're
Guys,
gonna say, no,
you don't know
we're
how
gonna
bad
wait till
these
every
things can,
single
how
ballot's
bad this can
counted, and
get.
that's why they mailed out the 80 million ballots to, now it's in the news, school children in Philadelphia and other areas were given ballots. It's all caught on tape.
Yeah, man, I did grow my beard. No, I understand, man. I've been over there and everything. I understand. It doesn't. I mean, it is like looking at something happening far over and it doesn't really affect you. Yeah, it's a little different, obviously. But the thing is,
we think we're going to lose, so we're just going to contest it and create a huge disaster
is that
until the economy
if the U.S. falls
from office.
There is nothing stopping
now, there is a lot of put
the severe right fall of the entire world.
There's
because
a lot of
already in Europe, you guys can't have guns. I mean, that's pretty much all over the world except the U.S.
Shorting.
That's the one thing that is stopping them right now. They can't just come in and do what the hell they want to do because you'll have a whole bunch of people out on the streets.
He ends up still getting inaugurated.
It'll be a fight.
But by holding it up a couple weeks, it will.
It's not like that in most other countries.
Not just here, but around the world. Which again will be a consolidation. It'll kill Main Street. It'll kill the economy. And then after, there'll be a rebound on the stock market, and the big banks and the top stocks, the top 100 stocks, they'll actually make more money and consolidate power. JP Morgan has actually come out in a prospectus, Zero Hedge has an article about it, and they admit just that scenario. And they're betting on it. So I hope the stock market doesn't plunge, even though it's fiat.
Legendary. The whole world is under the globalist
We're in a trade war with China. They're
control right now, man. Japan's not going to do anything.
Mainstream media is talking down the stock market. Their own interest, because they're not Americans, they're globalists. And they understand the stock market's a weapon they use to consolidate power, not a weapon to give the general public wealth that Trump's been trying to use it for, and that's why they're so angry. Now, remember what's been unfolding. They say, we're going to contest no matter what because we think we're going to lose. When Trump contests the contention, he's a dictator, he's a criminal, he's bad. When Trump's raising money for lawyers to fight he's bad planning to contest.
Yeah,
But Democrats
sometimes
raise money in the
it can
same
take a while.
publication
Depends
like
on
Politico,
you
the
know
New York
what your
Times. It's
background
good
looks
when
like
he
and all
does.
that stuff,
It's
man.
bad when Trump does. I covered it last night in Politico. Oh, it's horrible. Trump's planning
But
to
congratulations,
succeed,
man,
and he's already got
on
money
the
being
purchase.
raised by lawyers.
Just make
and
sure you have
plans
enough ammo
after election day
for
to keep
any
raising money
situation,
for a
man.
fight when he contests it and tries to steal it. Meanwhile, the same publication the next day, Joe Biden's raising money for a contested election. Isn't he good? That evil Trump. 2020 watch.
But I mean,
Will loser of election accept the results? AP. Biden camp quietly raises money for post-election court brawl. Politico. But here's Politico the day before. Trump may just keep campaigning after Election Day. And CNN and Politico criticizing for it. Trump has a gimmick to keep raising money after the election. How dare him? Why is he doing that?
oh, that's cool, vet, bro.
The news.
I know ammo's hard to find right now, man.
Meanwhile, CNN reports
It's
federal
hard to
authorities
find.
expected to erect non-scalable fence around White House. CNN goes on to say, it's insane. There's no threat.
Yeah,
You've
no,
just got
man.
Soros and BLM camped outside saying they're going to burn it down and saying they're going to rush the fence and attack. So, again, that's just Trump being a dictator saying that they're putting a big fence up around it. How
I
dare
wish
you?
I had gotten more myself.
Oh, but don't go out and vote, though, if you're a Republican, because the virus is going to get you. Pre-election virus spike creates concern for polling places. Trump and Biden crack schoolboy taunts after beating each other up while campaigning. No, it's Biden that keeps saying he'll beat him up. And then Trump just says, my God, you can hardly walk or talk. Coming up next hour, Laura Loomer pops in. Fake Kamala got loomered. Laura Loomer catches Kamala Harris body double at Palm Beach polling place.
Well,
and the woman doesn't
no,
deny that she's staging this. It's just everything about these people is dress up and theater and fraud and magicianry.
Yeah, Pacheco, I understand what you're
There's
saying,
nothing
man.
there.
But you got to remember,
Fauci's
the
attacking
same
Trump,
car you
saying
drive
he's
can
the
kill
worst
you. It
person
has
ever,
a much
showing he
higher
works
chance
for
of the
Gates,
gun
who
kill
works for the
than
Clintons,
the
who works
gun
for
killing
Obama.
you.
We warned Trump about
That's
that. Now
statistically
Trump
the
hits
case.
it and is really exposing it and showing how the hospitals
I mean,
got all this
you know,
extra money to say you had COVID.
guns are not for
These
everybody,
hospitals
man. I
that
mean, that's-
killed you knowingly
I'm not trying
for
to
the money in
berate you or
Democrat
anything like
controlled
that.
areas.
I totally
That is
understand.
all
It's not for
coming
everybody.
up. I want to open the phones up. Dr. Steve Pachinik is going to be popping in today as well. A lot of new Hunter
But I
Biden
tell you
info.
what.
Now ABC News confirms the laptop's real. And as soon as one of the 7 trusted, Twitter said, the ones that will oversee the election, as soon as ABC News Friday came out and said, okay, the laptop's real. We've talked to people that have the emails on the other side. It's got Bill Clinton's phone number in it. It's got Hillary Clinton's. It's got Obama's. It's got world leaders. It's real. Twitter said, oh, the New York Post isn't banned anymore. Oh, my goodness. Started by
Yeah.
Alexander Hamilton, but oldest newspaper in the U.S., 230 years old. But you can't be trusted. But as soon as ABC said, okay, it's real. Oh, it's real now. Joe Biden campaign won't say if he'll cooperate with FBI probe on Son, because
That's true, George
we broke
Pacheco.
weeks and weeks ago.
Over here.
There's an FBI probe.
And, Vet, bro,
We had
yeah,
a
I
laptop
understand,
almost a
man. I
year
mean,
ago. Southern
You know,
District
it
of
really
New York,
big is
criminal
that really big or
investigation,
small. That
audio
doesn't matter,
by
man.
admitting
A
it,
little guy
and
can
now
take
it's
down
all
a big guy. You
correct.
just got to know what
Oh,
you're
but I
doing.
got accused of fake news.
Really, a weapon
And the
is an
FBI has
equalizer
confirmed that
when
indeed there is a child porn investigator on the case, and it appears to be underage girls.
Yeah.
And we have Biden admitting he's with underage girls, including family members. And there's those photos. Oh, we broke that over 2 weeks ago, and we're the first to do it because that's what the sources said was there. And that's what we went with, because we're not going to sit here and wait till ABC News tells us something.
So the point of having a weapon
We're going to
is
look at the info,
to
make our best
equalize the
judgment,
fight
and
if
put it
there
out
are
there.
multiple people
and with
coming
the
after
Bidens,
you.
they're a known group of
That's
sickos that hang around the
basically
pedophile cult.
where
Can't
it
keep
comes
their hands
in.
off
That's
kids.
the main reason
I mean,
for
is
it.
Hunter on cocaine?
So-
He was kicked out of the Navy for it.
And I got
His
mine.
lawyers in
and,
the email saying it's a real laptop 3 weeks ago.
You know,
It's all
I'm not a-
confirmed 2.5 weeks ago.
I'm not a small guy.
So the
but,
wheels are coming off.
You
ladies
know,
and
I'm not
gentlemen.
going to be
They're
out
so
there
desperate.
tussling with somebody.
They got
You know,
fake
you never know
Kamala
if they have
Harris's
a knife.
out.
You don't
Body
know what they're
doubles,
doing
ladies and
with. You
gentlemen.
know, I'd rather keep them at bay with a
We're
gun.
going to cover it all when we come back, and then
You
some
know,
huge.
I tried not to shoot 'em.
As the global lockdown expands into martial law level. If Europe submits, next year will be even worse. That's how this works. It's tightened down. It's made into a
Oh,
tradition.
shit, you got that
It's made into a
870
holiday,
pump. That's
a
what I'm
big
talking
slave.
about.
They are habituating you. They are brainwashing you. They are conditioning you. Don't forget, we've got the new site that gets past the censors for now, electionnight.news.
Yeah, electionnight.news, guys.
That's how you find the
Make
live
sure you
feeds,
go there.
election
There's a lot of
coverage.
videos,
That's how
a
you
lot
find
of-
the forbidden information.
a lot of information,
That's how you
guys.
Share it, Paul Revere. Electionnight.news. I'm Alex Jones. We'll be right back.
Check that out. So yeah, the gun is for that. Multiple people coming at you, or if somebody's trying to get in your house or something like that. I mean, the last thing you want to do is try to tussle with them, man. That is not what you want to do, because if they're breaking into your house, they're already prepared for you. You have to make sure you're prepared for them. I mean, it is a leftist agenda and idea to think that you don't need a way to protect yourself, and as if people won't come in and try to do you harm. That is absolutely insane. People have killed each other and done all types of crazy stuff to each other since man was on this damn planet. So how is it all of a sudden not gonna? I mean, we see what they pump fear out to us every day in the news. This person got killed, so and so was murdered, 7 people were shot. I mean, this shit happens all the time. So, I mean, how can it not be the case? I mean, it makes no sense. Let's see. Same Bill Copper isn't here. We have a better chance. Bill Cooper. Oh yeah, Bill Cooper. Yeah, Bill Cooper. They got him a long time ago. See what Bill Cooper did. He exposed their satanic practices and what was actually behind them. Okay, that is a rabbit hole I'm not even gonna touch right now. It's one day, but that's something right there. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, XRP. Well, you said you watched Songbird. Yeah, it's crazy, man. But hey, they're just telling you what they plan to do, man. They're telling you. Let's see. Dictator guns are like nukes. Just the thought of your enemies knowing you have them keeps them from doing anything stupid and tempting to cause you harm. That's exactly right, man. That's exactly right, Dictator. I mean, dude, I can tell you, man. If somebody has a thought that they might be going in a house that's hot, they're not gonna come. But if you running around with a sign on your truck or your vehicle saying ban guns, well, they're gonna come. That person that's looking for an easy meal is coming to see your ass. That's who they're coming to see. Yeah, you're gonna get some ADA or XRP. Yeah, I think tomorrow we're gonna see a huge dip, bro. That's what I think. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, NRA stickers. Legendary. NRA stickers are great deterrents. Yeah, brother. Yeah, that's exactly right, man. They are. Jorge, don't. Nah, I keep my kids in if I were you too. Absolutely, man. All right, Surfer. Okay, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, look here, man. Bill Cooper, there were things that Bill Cooper said that he didn't realize early on. At the end of his life, he realized it, right? So, yeah, I saw the little expose that he did on Alex Jones, but guess what? It was before he realized what was going on. It was before he realized the satanic ritual and the worship that these people had. It was before that. Bill Cooper didn't realize that until right before his death, and then he couldn't say anything. And the reason why they killed him was because he went way further than Alex Jones did. Alex didn't go in the direction that Bill Cooper did. Bill exposed some things that they could absolutely not have out. Alex was just a little he had a little more fear, and maybe a little bit smarter than Bill, because we see the difference here. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't, I'm not with everything that Alex says, but I can tell you this: what he's talking about on here, what he's talking about, is absolutely true. Believe me, I have vetted this.
Again, all of the waiting is basically over, and the fireworks are about to start. Antifa, BLM, gangs, communists, criminals of all types.
Yeah, Bill jumped
have
off the
said
deep end.
That they are planning
something he saw some stuff, man, that
really big
that made him
for
that really,
election.
I mean, he was killed.
Whether Trump wins or whether Trump loses,
some guys came. They went to his house and killed him.
Burned down their blue cities and their blue states, which is what the Democrats want. They're under Chi-Com globalist orders to bring the United States down. I mean, 35 years ago when California and Oregon and Washington State and others said no more cutting fire breaks, that it would cause massive fires that would burn down the states later. And now it does. I mean, they know when they teach children to use drugs or teach children to have their testicles cut off or, teach all this hate capitalism, hate God, hate your family, that's how you bring a society down. The Democrats admit in the WikiLeaks, Hillary's talking about culture war and dumbing the population down. Sean Parker of Facebook, and of course Napster before that, he said, look, we designed these to make you alone, to make you stupid, and to manipulate your brain and make you be a member of our cult. So all of it is designed to make you a slave. It's aggressive, it's hateful, it's predatory. It breaks the social contract. People ask, well, why do they do that? Well, why did the communists do what they did? Why did the fascists do what they did? Because they believe in power, and they believe you're stupid, and they believe you're weak, and they believe whatever they do to you, they're allowed to do through something called social Darwinism. So I sit there on Joe Rogan's show, he's a nice guy. He said, well, why would they want to be bad? Why'd they shoot black people up with syphilis?
Yep.
Why did the NIH and CDC shoot black people up for 40-something years till their own scientists went public? Why did they shoot up poor white people? Why did they shoot up people in Peru and people in areas of Africa? Because they want power. They want the control to do what they want when they want. That's why U.S. Code Title 50, Chapter 32, subsection 1528, paragraph B, in the code says it's illegal to do any secret testing on the public unless it's for law enforcement or research purposes. And all of this is ongoing research. The lockdown, the mask, the social control. It's all a Milgram or Stanford research
absolutely
psychology test. Look up the Stanford psychology test. Look up the Milgram test. That's what this is. And they even have publications at high level of academics with a psychiatrist admitting that's what they're doing to you.
I think I'm going to be kicked off of YouTube.
Prince Charles has come out and said, we're doing this to save the earth. The Great Reset is meant to cut carbon and make you poor and not make you live so high on the hog. But notice, he has all these giant palaces. It's sick. And it's all over the news. Oh, it's good for the earth. Oh, it's lowering the carbon footprint. Oh, people are starving to death. That helps the earth. So I want to open the phones up today. And I want to take your call specifically on the election and whether you think Trump's going to win or lose. And if he wins, the Democrats have already said they're going to contest it and break the country up. And what are we going to do about it? What should Trump do about it? And what do you expect to happen next?
Hey, appreciate you joining, Jorge. Have a good night, man.
Get to the next caller. I love you all.
Take care of yourself
so just
and your family,
I'm going to say
brother.
thanks for calling myself. I'm going to say, you're on the air. And then we're going to just get your point, move the next person. That way we cycle through a ton of calls here today. In between guests, we've got 877-789-ALEX, 877-789-2539, 877-789-2539. First time, long time, agree, disagree. I'm putting you on air. You get a minute. I'm moving to the next person. I want to hear from everybody. 877-789-2539. And I've told the crew, I never tell David Knight what to do. I never tell Owen Schroyer what to do. I just told them, I said, please take a lot of calls, but move them through quick. And I'm the worst at not doing that. So I'm telling myself that. We're going to take a lot of calls here. 877-789-2539. Your chance in this historic time to call in. And then tomorrow with the hysteria at the polls, I'm going to go vote tomorrow. and all the rest of it, I want you to call in and tell us what you saw. Or if you shoot video, send it to showtips@infowars.com with your number. We'll be in there looking. We'll get the video. We'll describe what happened. Get you on as a guest if you want to. Showtips@infowars.com. What a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. Phones are open right now. 877-789-ALEX. All right, when I talk about a lot of news, there is a lot of news here. Let me tell you about some of what's coming up.
Sir.
We start with 24-hour live coverage tomorrow at 8 a.m. We go to 9 o'clock tonight at band.video and 2020electioncenter.com. But both those URLs are being blocked by Twitter, Facebook, and others. So now, the way to get to the video, and I know you know this, share it with others. It's how we get around the enemy. It's how we win. Election night.news. That's election night. That's election night. It's one word. Electionnight.news.
XRP, boy, I don't think
your private email.
I don't think we'll be able to avoid it.
Text
man.
message. You can still promote InfoWars, but it's being blocked everywhere else. Who's coming up?
I think it's only for
in studio. Leanne
really,
McAdoo,
really,
Hotep Jesus,
really
David
rich
Icke, Paul Joseph Watson, the Drinking Bros podcast guys, Robert Barnes, Roger Stone, Count Dankula, Sargon of Akkad.
Okay.
Louder with Crowder.
We're gonna go ahead and call it. It's all right. I'm not gonna be on here all night. I just wanted to just jump on real quick, guys, and drop this out here. Just understand that things could absolutely go nuts tomorrow. It's really hard to say. We'll just whatever you do, take care of yourselves, your families. Make sure you're good to go. If you want to continue, I think InfoWars, they're going to be live all night long. They're going the whole night, so you might want to go over there and check them out. And like I said, go to that electionnightnews.com. They have a lot of videos on there that are, man, they're just mind blowing. So yeah, check it out. Check it out, guys. Anything else you guys want to say before we head out? Although I've been on a stream with Rain, you got axed midstream for calling Susan Wojcik a gash. I don't know who Susan Wojcik, whoever that is, but that's pretty funny. He got dropped out. I'm surprised I'm still on, man. I gotta be honest with you. They really kind of censor me, but I mean, I'm still rolling. I even turned on monetization just to see what they would do, Oh man. Oh, the YouTube CEO. Okay, I didn't know that. All right. Hey man, it's all good. Hey, danger is the zest of life, man. If you're not feeling a little like you're in danger sometimes and you're leading a very, very boring, wasteful life. I'm not looking to, get in too much danger. There are levels to this, but all in all, I don't mind a little bit. All right, guys. Well, we are approaching an hour now. Be ready. Again, just be ready. Thank you guys for joining me this wonderful election eve. I really appreciate it. Until next time, this has been Mr. Free Coiner. Take care of yourselves, and God bless.